Hey everyone, Tony here. Hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday, October 30th. I have some very positive and bullish news to share with you guys. And, we've been on a theme lately of talking about the infrastructure being built out, the foundation being laid for the growth of this new asset class of crypto. And this year, even though we didn't see significant price growth, we were very much in a bear market for the most part of the year. There was a lot of progress being made behind the scenes. What do I mean by that? We have a lot of exchanges popping up, existing exchanges who expanded, mergers, acquisitions, new features, apps, and of course the big corporate players from Wall Street and traditional industries getting into the market, such as Fidelity, TD Ameritrade. We know the launch of Bakkt is coming, and that's going to be a catalyst, hopefully, where many people are predicting it will be. And we're looking for a bull run from November through December. But also some folks are saying it could happen in Q1 of 2019 when they believe the SEC will approve a Bitcoin ETF, which will be, I think, absolutely a catalyst. So the first news item here we have is from Frank Chaparro of the Block Crypto, and he reported that Goldman Sachs has begun trading, or I should say, Goldman Sachs customers are getting ready to actively trade its Bitcoin derivative. So Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, a lot of the big investment banks on Wall Street are working on some crypto custody services as well as trading options, but we haven't gotten official PR release from Goldman Sachs and so forth. I think they're waiting. They are definitely working on items because especially when you have Fidelity and TD Ameritrade and you have ICE, the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange, launching backed with Starbucks and Microsoft, these guys are not going to sit around twiddling their thumbs and to lose money, right? They're all going to get FOMO and start, want to compete with each other so they can get the money and get the clients because their goal is to make money. So here's the article, guys. Let me share some details. Goldman Sachs has customers getting ready to trade its Bitcoin derivative, but it's not rushing to push more products. Goldman Sachs, the white shoe New York investment bank, has been a darling of the cryptocurrency world, with many observers waiting with bated breath for the firm to make a big splash into the market. But it doesn't look like the firm is in any rush to roll out a new tradable product tied to the market, according to a direct source. The firm notably announced its crypto trading desk in May. At the time, the bank said the desk would offer Bitcoin non-deliverable forward contracts, which is a type of derivative product tied to futures. To start, the Block can report Goldman Sachs has been onboarding a small number of clients to actively trade the products. According to the source, it is also exploring ways to custody cryptocurrency for customers. So, like I was just talking about, they're working on their custody service, their trading desk, and obviously they're going to do some sort of Bitcoin derivative tied to futures. So they may, all of these folks move in the same circles, and they may get heads up of the Bitcoin ETF when that approval is going to take place, and they're going to strategically launch the news. And then you're going to see Morgan Stanley, and you're going to see these other investment banks, right, BlackRock or whatever it is. But I hope you guys see what's happening here. I'm sharing the facts with you that these people are not doing this for a hobby or for fun. They're in it to make money. And if they didn't see the potential in this market, they wouldn't be making these type of efforts and using their money and resources to build these services out. And the first domino, I believe, was Bakkt, making the announcement saying, obviously, like I said, ICE, Starbucks, and Microsoft saying we're going to offer cryptocurrency trading services both for institutional investors and retail investors. We're going to also offer a custody service for institutional investors. And then we saw TD Ameritrade, and we saw Fidelity. And guess what? More is to come. So we have to be patient and let this play out. But the good thing is, I think a lot of the experts and folks in the market and the way the SEC has been moving lately, I think some things are definitely around the corner. I don't think we have to wait that much longer. And that's just for the next bull run. There's going to be more bull runs, obviously. So you guys, we need to all be patient, and we also need to be realistic and let these things play out, let it get set up. They can't just flip a switch overnight, and they have to do their due diligence. Now, speaking of big banks and crypto, Bank of America has been, they haven't released any public statements or anything, but they are filing patents and building a lot of stuff behind the scenes, guys. I can't even count the number of times I reported on Bank of America this past year. Even in this bear market, they won a patent that is going to store crypto private keys. I may be off here, but let me read you the details. Bank of America was awarded a patent for a device that stores cryptographic keys on Tuesday, and the document details hint at applications for cryptocurrencies. In the patent awarded, so they got the patent Tuesday by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, the bank outlines a hardened storage device for storing private keys. So yes, private keys, such as those used for blockchain platforms, explaining that at present, most keys are stored locally, protected by nothing more than a password. So if you have your private keys, it's usually written somewhere, or you download and save on your computer, that type of thing. They're looking to provide the ability to store your private keys safely. Now, why would Bank of America be doing that? See what I'm talking about, guys? Despite what the bear market and the price moving downwards, these guys are using this time to build out the infrastructure, get their patents, get their services in order, and get ready for Bank of America to offer crypto trading services as well as custody service. It's going to come. They're getting all their stuff in order here with their patents. Here's a quote. In specific embodiments of the system, the authentication routine is conducted as part of the cryptocurrency transaction, a blockchain transaction or the like, the patent states. The patent references cryptocurrencies several times, though overall the document leaves it open keys of other sorts to be applied to the proposed device. So they're both targeting crypto and also, of course, other use cases of blockchain where private keys might be needed. So smart move on their part. And I'm telling you, the first domino's already fallen, and get ready for Bank of America, your JP Morgans and so forth to roll out their services. Can I tell you when that's going to happen? No, no one here has a crystal ball. But when you see, like I said, you got to watch the breadcrumbs, read between the lines here and look at the moves. What are they doing? And the fact that they're going after these patents is a big indication of what's to come. So I hope you guys grasp that. Now, onto some Ripple news. Dili Roa, who is obviously, you guys know the name. I've talked to him about him before. He's one of the big guys there at Ripple, and he's one of the liaisons who targets the Middle East and so forth to promote Ripple and the usage of their different products as XRP, Xcurrent, and so forth, and getting those banks to sign up. Ripple is so smart, man. They got these people strategically placed for certain regions, and they're like the the liaison, so to speak. So he's the global head of infrastructure innovation at Ripple, and he was at the let's see, is it the conference is GIES 2018. So this was I believe in Dubai, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in the Middle East. But he gave a presentation talking about Ripple, and we have an interesting quote here from the Kuwait Finance House. Now, we know the Kuwait Finance House is currently partnered with Ripple, and here's what he tweeted. Chairman of the Kuwait Finance House says, and I quote, "We are working with Ripple and tested a service that challenges incumbents like Swift." That is obviously a no-brainer for those of us who are knowledgeable about XRP and Ripple and its products. Swift is a horse and buggy, and Ripple is an XRP is a modern-day car. Night and day, right, guys? So he's definitely out there spreading the word, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw the video earlier, they're looking to open up an office in the Middle East. So Ripple is setting its roots down and in different places across the world, and you have to, right? If you want to build relationships and get the more banks in your network, you have to be there face to face rather than taking a flight and flying every time. Be there in person. And of course, we know the Middle East, guys, there's so much money flowing out there. Why? Oil. We've talked about Saudi Arabia, where citizens don't even need to pay taxes because the government gets so much revenue from oil. So there's a massive amount of money being moved. And of course, we know the United Arab Emirates, super rich as well. I mean, you guys have seen the photos, or maybe you visited there. There's a lot of rich people there, oil rich, big time. So big moves being made by the folks at Ripple. And this thing is global, what Ripple's doing. They're targeting banks across the globe, guys. This is big time. So very cool. On to the next news here. Swiss-based Lykke Exchange, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, has listed XRP today. XRP is one of the most traded and requested by our community coins. So to say, it is available with 0% trading fees in pairs with BTC and USD. So they have fiat pairing. So notice what we've been talking about. I can't even count how many exchanges have listed XRP this year, also adding USD pairing. And then you have the exchanges that are using it as a base currency. So a couple things here. Versus last year's bull run, people now have more access and easier ways to purchase XRP, not just with Bitcoin or Ethereum pairs, but also with USD, and that is and other fiat currencies. And that is a great sign if you're holding XRP, obviously, because that is an important factor, because once the FOMO kicks in, right? That's why I tell you guys, hold on to your XRP. The second is with that base currency, that's going to be a big utility, because that is what drives a lot of Bitcoin's utility, guys. People using it as a base currency for trading and buying altcoins and so forth. That is a big chunk of it. And if people recognize that XRP is faster, cheaper to use and so forth, and especially as XRP starts to grow, you're going to see more adoption. So it's going to be a big use case. Imagine people sending XRP to different exchanges and, exchanging it for other cryptos or even trading with it. So definitely a big win here. And we're seeing exchanges across the globe doing this, not just like in the US or certain regions. It's happening everywhere. So this is obviously Swiss. So big time. Now on to the next positive news here for Ripple. So SBI. I know a lot of us were disappointed that SBI has been slow moving here. It looks like some things have been pushed back. And, I've been thinking about this. I'm like, why is SBI, we had this build up, and I personally, this is just my opinion, I think Ripple held off on a few of these things going live, especially with the other three financial institutions going live with XRapid, because SBI Virtual Currencies and SBI Ripple Asia and so forth, there's supposed to be an XRapid integration. And then there's talks about the integration into the Forex market and that type of thing. I don't think that has been fully released yet. And I think it's going to be strategically released where it might coincide with a bull run. And this way Ripple gets the full benefit, because you'll have the utility plus the speculation. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. But I'm just looking at different things here. And, they usually do their releases, their presentations. Mr. Yokitashi Katao, he usually does their presentation. So here, XRP Research Center, shout out to that person. Gave some screenshots here. So they released their second quarter fiscal year 2018 financial results presentation. SBI Virtual Currencies set to start regular deposits and withdrawals on December 18th. So you see, this got pushed back, and regular exchange services with leverage on March 19th. So let's give it some time. It's coming, guys. It's all there. SBI is a big part of Ripple's partnership, guys. So these slides outline some of the things to come. Let me see if I can call out some of the important items here. There's a lot to go through, but I think they outline some of the phases that are to come and things along that line. Nothing significant new, but I like this here. I think this is what I want to show you guys. So they talk about in June 2018, pre-order service launched for over 20,000 users. So a limited amount. When you think 20,000, they're going to open it up big time. I think they were probably testing, and then they're going to open the floodgates. So obviously XRP, Bitcoin Cash in July, Bitcoin in July, Ethereum coming in December. So it says here, start of acceptance of cryptocurrency deposits and withdrawals. So as you can see, a bit of crawl before you walk before you run, right? And then they have in March of 2019, start of exchange model, start of leverage service. So I think this has been slowed down a bit, but it's coming. it's coming. This is a real company. This is not a joke or some random small exchange. This is big. I mean, they're part of a consortium of 60 banks in Japan. And obviously, like I said, they have the brand name SBI Ripple Asia. So be patient. I was a bit, annoyed that this was kind of slowed down, but it's coming. It's coming, guys. So let's be patient here, but just want to make sure you're aware of this. The next item here, Ripple has an ad here, which I think is smart. What they've talked about a lot is that it's faster to get on a plane with money and fly to, let's say, Europe than it is to send that money via, I don't know, Western Union or your bank, right? Because it takes 3 to 5 days when you can fly over there maybe same day, right? And get that money to where you need to go. So this ad really highlights that. And I think this is smart marketing. So here they said, it's faster to get on a plane and fly money across borders than it is to send it as digital payment. Ripple is changing that. And that's the messaging they need to get out there, because they need to, part of marketing and showing your product or service, you have to have a touch point. Like we always talk about, what problem are you solving? What solution are you offering? And this ad definitely conveys that. So you guys can absolutely check it out. I think they published a article here on their insights page as well, talking about that. Yeah. Faster cross-border payments shouldn't require a boarding pass. So smart move on their part. And they, obviously promoting their Ripplenet. And like we talked about, the whole thing is rebranded as Ripplenet, which includes XBI, XRapid, and XCurrent. It's all in one suite now, and that makes sense because of the multi-hop feature. So just want to let you guys know this is out there, and you can share this with people who may not understand what Ripple's doing. They may just think it's a cryptocurrency. Obviously, a cryptocurrency, a digital asset, is leveraged, but it's looking to solve a real-world problem. So that's why I said it from day one. When I started this channel, Ripple is solving real-world problems. It has real utility, partnering with banks and so forth. This is not buying coffee with Bitcoin. This is a major use case. Ripple as a company is a disruptor, obviously coming in with superior technology to the dinosaur of Swift that's currently in the market. And if you understand business and you understand how companies, with new technology disrupt the status quo, you'll absolutely see what's happening here. Google disrupted telephone books, the way people even communicate, right? And the regular mail, or I should say the internet more like that. But Google providing email services, faster email services, disrupted obviously the mail part of physical mail, and many other things, right? Including with the internet. And obviously you had your Ubers, which disrupted the taxi industry, and then you have your Amazon, which disrupted the commerce industry, guys, where people don't necessarily need to go to stores anymore. They can buy everything online. And then you had like your Netflix, which disrupted your Blockbusters, right? Where I could just watch the movie online, and or I could, back in the day they were doing the CDs where you can just order CDs versus going to a Blockbuster or something, or I could just do it from my home. So I hope you see that trend. I hope you understand what is happening here. It's actually bigger than cryptocurrencies or digital assets. They are disrupting the payments industry, and that's huge, guys. So not financial investment advice. Personally, if Ripple does an IPO, I'm totally going to invest in it. I don't think they will right now because they have XRP and they're going to try to increase the value there, and they probably won't even need to. But if they ever do, I certainly would, because this is a disruptor with superior technology. So very, very awesome stuff here. And so guys, what do you think about this news? We got some bullish stuff here. Goldman Sachs, Bitcoin derivative. You have Bank of America quietly, sneakily getting these patents, guys, for crypto private keys. Dili Roa here presenting to folks in the Middle East, getting more banks on board. We had a bullish statement from the Kuwait Finance House saying, it challenges Swift, of course. You have your Lykke Swiss-based exchange listing XRP with fiat pairing. SBI Virtual Currencies, some things to still roll out. Let's be patient. Some stuff happening in December, and then 2019 looks like it's going to go full on. So let's be patient with that. And Ripple increasing its marketing efforts here, explaining the problem that they are solving. So guys, what do you think about this news? We'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. Please leave them below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links in the description. I would really appreciate that. If you're on Facebook, just hit the like button. Doesn't cost you anything. Or you're on Twitter, just hit the follow button. I definitely share out news, so you get updates, as soon as video goes live, or like I said, in a breaking news, I'll definitely have that shared with you. And of course, please help share my channel with your friends and family who want to learn about crypto. My approach here: logical, factual, business approach, no over speculation. So thank you guys for your support, and I will talk to you all later.